actually contemplated if it's okay to look like shit for this video, or I should just like, like make myself look pretty, but then I was like, well, because of the topic, it makes sense to look like shit, so... yeah, I try to not cry. I won't promise. The first time I tried to film, I cried in the first 30 seconds, so like, yay! But then my camera memory was actually full because I forgot to copy what was on it, so the video ended and I was like, okay, how about I try this again? So, I'm gonna talk about in this video how K-pop and K-pop YouTube has changed my life and affected my life. But I think for that we need a little bit of backstory, because then it makes sense like how it's a change. And also it's not the only thing that changed my life. Actually, there were a lot of different reasons and a lot of different effects. Like it just my whole life, even from my childhood, like that, like I carried with myself, and then like K-pop made sense in that sense. So I'm gonna give a little bit of backstory. It might not interest you, so like you can skip a bit ahead. So like it's not the most crucial part, anyways. So let's start. Like I was originally very active. Not only I was an active kid, but I didn't mind doing active things, even like in high school or such. Like I didn't like my PE teacher, but like other than that I did stuff. So back in elementary school and middle school, for 5 years I did swimming and running. And I fairly enjoyed running. As for swimming, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like the fact at all that we had to go to competitions. I was not good at swimming. Running was okay, but like it was combined. It's like I felt so bad and humiliated there. It's like I wasn't a bad swimmer, I was just not a good swimmer, especially not for a competition. Like it was so frustrating, especially they expected a lot of my age already, and I was not ready to swim 200 meters like at all, like fast. Like I was good at 100 meter, like, but at 200 I was literally just like I almost drowned. Not really, but like it's like it didn't feel good at all to swim like that. So like I just hate it. And when I stopped, I also like my parents thought that maybe I should do some basketball, because I fairly enjoyed it, and I'm tall, not that tall, but the thing is, you literally can't send your kid to just do basketball in a team and learn stuff. You can't. It's gonna be competitions again, like, and by the time I was in 7th grade, in my entire age group were already pretty much professionals. Like I can't just join and do basketball with them, because I'm pretty much like P class level. So like it made no sense. You literally can't find anything, because all it matters that they send you to stupid competitions. It's all. You literally can't work out. Like you can't just send your kid to like enjoy and do stuff. Maybe only school extracurricular, like I don't know, like sports stuff is like that only. Like out of school, it's always just about the competitions. And even if you're not that talented, so it makes you feel like shit. And I'm not that competitive by nature, so if I'm bad at something, I'm not like, oh, I want to be better, and like, no. I literally just want to hide and not think about it. If I'm good at it, like math, I was like, I didn't mind competing, and actually that kind of stress, like actually I performed better sometimes. So like it didn't bother me, but I just hated sports competitions because I wasn't that sporty. I was active and healthy, but not that sporty. And also, my dad didn't help either, because the only imaginable holiday for my dad is hiking in the mountains for 1 week, nothing else, sleeping in a tent, and it's 95% that it's gonna rain every day. So tent is even more shitty because it's raining pretty much all the time. So when you get back, you're already like your shoes are wet, and like you just feel like shit, and it's like nothing you can do about it. It's not like you can go in the tent and like feel a bit better. No, it's just shit. Not to mention that my dad doesn't really understand the like the length and like the difficulty of the hikings that I could go to without whining. So, especially the first day. The first day on these trips was always the worst. It was always the most that my dad planned. I guess he changed the plan later, but like I could never handle it. Like pretty much halfway through. So like I could have gone like okay if it was like maybe like 2/3 of the original plan. Because like you start to whine but can still do some more. So like but halfway through I literally started to feel like shit. I whined a lot, and then they promised me chocolate at the top, and there was never chocolate at the top, and there were always clouds. I've been to so many tall mountains, like it's actually impressive, and I have pictures with the number on the peak, like it's like so tall, there's a number, and there's clouds all around me. I don't know what it looked like around me at all. Maybe I'm just very unlucky. So they made me hate hiking. But maybe I don't even hate hiking, I just hate it how my dad does it. But it's like, oh, like one more thing in my brain, it's like, maybe I don't like sports, competitions, and then how my dad did it. Same with biking, like how they took me, like it was just terrible. I absolutely hate, and I'm terrified of going downhill with a bike. It's just too fast for me. I hate the wind in my face. Even when I did horseback riding, I didn't enjoy going fast, like really fast. So it's just not for me. It's okay in a car or such, like I just don't want the wind in my face. So, and I hurt myself a lot with bikes. So I was like, okay, I hate biking too now. So at this point I hated it. Oh, by the way, I also did snowboarding, and I hated that too because I was like all day there, had to suffer, and snowboarding is like that sport that you fall a lot while you learn, and that's for not my type of mentality. So it's like, oh, I've been doing this for days and I still suck, like really bad. And it's cold. I hate winter, so it's like really cold. It just felt bad. So all in all, it's like maybe I hate sports. But then I found horseback riding and just horses. Ooh, like horses, and I did it for quite a bit. I think I did it for 5 years. I was the crazy horse girl in the class, and I enjoyed it. I loved it. Like I did crazy stuff. Like during the summer, at one point, I literally went 5 days a week at least at noon. Like it was extremely hot, and I did horseback riding without a hat even. So like I could have felt really ill or just like get sunburned, get skin cancer or whatever. Like it was actually really crazy, but I handled it well because I like summer, and I always looked really tan, at least on the top. Not because you need to wear like proper long pants for horseback riding. So I enjoyed it. But after 4 years in 2010, I got a horse that I begged for. I wanted that horse. Now I was 16 and stupid, and I didn't even realize what I wanted. Like one of the reasons I actually wanted a horse was the stability, to not have to change, but I also didn't want, like, I wanted a really reliable horse that I just basically knows what I'm thinking. It's like I don't have to work hard, and just we can work together well. That's what I wanted. Instead, I got a gorgeous, she's so pretty, like her breed is perfect, like everything about her is like wow, the color and like how she looks, like it's like such a pretty horse. Most people are like, oh, so pretty, and it's like a perfect height, it's like perfect age. At that time she was 8, and the temper like she just, like, I couldn't control her that well, and even if I learned, I never felt like I was 100% in control. And then every single time I went back, I didn't feel like it was better than before, so there was no improvement. It's like I could solve it, like somehow, like it was, but it was just a constant struggle, and I really didn't want to do that. I wanted to enjoy it. And also, like, she liked to go fast, what I don't like. So what did I even do? But right now, for the past 10 years, my dad has been riding on her, and like he loves her, so like they're a good pair. She's just not a good pair with me, so that's how I stopped horseback riding. After a year, I got a horse, and like I felt like shit. And now is the time. So that was 2011. I think it was around April or something that I like I was crying, and I told my parents that I don't want to do this anymore. I know I feel so bad. I made you buy this horse. It's expensive. We spent so much money on it for the past year, and I just don't want to ride horses anymore. I felt terrible. I remember it's like, whoa. But my dad already started riding and learning how to ride, so it's like he didn't want to sell her, and we still have her. So, and then when I graduated, and no, it's not that yet. It's like the year before, whatever. And then there was the first summer ever in years that I didn't have things to do. And I enjoyed it because it turns out that I do have some kind of lazy personality inside me. So it's like I just started watching a lot of TV shows, but I already liked it, I enjoyed it, but I did both TV shows and horseback riding, so it was fine. And that time, like my friend already was into K-pop, and this story how I got into K-pop. It's my best friend and all that. Like she introduced me to K-dramas, then K-pop, and then I had new kind of TV shows to watch, Korean dramas, and new kind of music to listen to, new kind of music to get really invested into, to get obsessed with. There's a lot of content to watch, variety, reality, and there's things to collect. My weakness, because I already like to collect books and such. Like there are things to collect. It's just so addictive. Like I think many people can agree that in their life, actually you got into K-pop at a pretty bad part of your life. And then it kind of saved you. At least I felt like it saved me. I mean, I had things to do and I enjoy it a lot. I still like, it's like I still enjoy it. It's not like I mind buying these things, especially not for Super Junior. I love them to death. It's like it's not changing. But I realized that I was bored. I didn't know what to do. And instead of starting something new and active, I literally found something that encouraged the passive me, the lazy me. It's like, yeah, I can stay home more. I can watch more variety. I can watch more Korean drama. And I can start my YouTube channel and make videos. That was a year after I got into K-pop and half year after I started to collect. And around the time that I graduated high school, so I had a lot of money, kind of like at that time, because of graduation money, so I could start my YouTube channel. So I'm one of the OGs here, because like I don't think people have been doing it as long, like maybe one or two, like And the thing about YouTube and doing it, like the whole collection thing on YouTube, even for other things, I don't think it's exclusive to K-pop. There is a pressure around you to buy things. Not just from your viewers, that's fine. And I think I still handled it pretty well. Like I hold up like this is the things I want. These are the things I want. So I think I did that fairly well considering the circumstances. But also you make friends, and you also make friends who are other K-pop YouTubers. And it's super fun to talk to them. You have the same interests. You like some of the same groups. The problem is you like some different groups. And they are great groups. They are fun, and you also talk about those groups, and without realizing. It's like not intentional at all, and it's not bad, but there is a pressure on you to get into another group. And then you got into another group for kind of strange reasons. Like for another person, not because you initially enjoyed them and found them. It's not bad, like it happens, and like I'm gonna say the name. It's Infinite, basically, that I got into because of pressure. And now I wouldn't trade them for. And they are my third favorite boy group, and I love them, and I love the albums I have. But the original and how I got into Infinite is just weird. Then I watched Reply in 1997, so that kind of fixed it. Like it reintroduced me like a year later, and it's like it got more of my interest. So it's like more like it just made sense. So I love Infinite. Don't get me wrong. But it was because multiple people, it's not like you would think, oh, it's May. No, around that time there were other YouTubers. Like Infinite in 2013 was like at pretty much their top peak, and like it's just like a lot of people like them for like they are great. It's like not what I'm saying, but then it happens a lot throughout. Like it's like I do like these groups, but do I really like them because I like them? But or like other people made me like them, but I do like them. It's like very confusing, and you don't even think about it. But there is like this thing that you get into groups because other people like them, and like it's just so weird, like, especially because you're collecting. Oh, they have all that, I can have all that. And I was like fairly strong because I at least didn't buy that many versions, but this might trigger people, so I don't know how to say it. But do you really think that those YouTubers that you're watching, that seems like they're constantly buying all versions for pretty much all groups, do you really think they enjoy it as much as they say? They enjoy it, sure. And probably, if you ask them now, they would say they love it, they enjoy it. That's what I would have said a year ago or so. But, like, it's because of YouTube that they are doing it. Partially. Like the excessive part of it, like buying 3 versions, buying 4 versions and all that. Probably they would have bought one if it was only on them without YouTube. Not in all cases, sure, there's like in the cases that they're their favorite groups, but I'm like talking about less favorite groups. In my case, the group that I shouldn't have bought 2 versions for is, unfortunately, and I feel so bad, is Golden Child. I do like them, but it's not the 2 version like. What does that even mean? But it sounds funny. It's like, And then I realized that, I'm like, what do I do? My collection is very organized, you know, all that. Like, and I don't want to ship it even if I sell it. It's like, it's very confusing on your brain. So basically what YouTube, K-pop YouTube made me do is make my collection excessive, and it's not like focused on the very few groups that I originally like from, because of my own interests. I still think I held up pretty well, and I didn't give in to the pressure to just get everything and everything, but it's still way too much if you look at it in that scale. And let me tell you about the psychology of collecting. You want to see the things complete. In this case, it's pretty hard because new stuff is constantly coming out. But you want to see the things complete. But the thing is, when you get your first album, just let's stay with the example of album. I'm looking at time. When you look at albums, when you get your first album, it's amazing. Nothing like you have ever seen. Oh my god, there's a plane. It's like, and it's like that for the first 50, even 100 albums. Like, it's pretty exciting. But gradually it gets less exciting. And when you get 200, 300, 500, And then that's what I do, that's how I fix this for myself, is I always look at that one group, and it's not like they have that many albums together. So looking at that one group specifically, it's not bad. But the thing why this happens to you is because what your brain does. Like, you look at these and think, that's very different, but for your brain it's not. It's an album for your brain. Maybe it's like a group, so like a different group. It can process it. But basically you're buying, for your brain at least, buying the same thing over and over again, and it becomes less and less exciting. So buying your 5th album is basically buying 1 out of 5. If you have 1,000 albums, like you buy the 1,000, it's buying 1 out of 1,000. The value is significantly less for your brain. And that's the thing with big collections. And I know it might trigger people, and it's like they think it's like what I'm saying is right, but like, unfortunately it's psychology, and it's bad. Because at that point you're addicted and you can't really stop, and you just want to complete it because collection. Like, and K-pop does it so well with the beautiful photo books and they make it worse with their photo cards. Fortunately, when they started to do these billion photo cards, I actually just got so tired that it didn't affect me in that way. Like, I didn't go crazy because of all the new photo cards. So, like, I still don't feel like collecting all those. So at least that didn't affect me. But there are probably like people who are newer to K-pop, like they're like, whoa. But you just like. So basically, like after a few years into collecting and YouTubing, I was buying way too many groups. I was buying, like, the way too many versions is what makes it even worse, honestly. And the photo cards, like, if it's just a couple, it's fine. But when it gets excessive, it's like, I don't even know where to store them at that point, you know, that feeling. And, like, and it was satisfying. I mean, I was watching dramas, I also enjoyed that a lot. And, like, my other hobby... What is my other hobby, if you think about it? Yeah, well, like, I like to meet my friends. That's not really a hobby, but like what we do is usually eat or go to a cafe or like something. Like it's very chill, but definitely not active at all. So basically, before going into K-pop, I was in a state of mind that I kind of betrayed my parents, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't like sports at all. At that point, I felt like I just don't like sports. And then I got this new hobby that didn't include being active. And it just fell into the rabbit hole. It's like, and it encouraged me to not be active. I mean, I'm still doing something I enjoy, and it's like makes me feel so good. It's like, I don't need other stuff. So it made me lazier and lazier and lazier. And at one point I started to make fun of myself. It's like, so funny, I'm so lazy. It's not funny that I'm lazy. Like, I literally don't feel like sometimes getting out of the bed to get food. It's like, how is that funny? If you think about that. It's literally just encouraging my laziness. K-pop, at least. Not intentionally, and I don't think it does it for many people either. It's like it did for me. I'm just saying that it affected me in that way, that it encouraged my laziness, which is always in me. But basically it became my main personality trait. How? So after 9 years of K-pop and collecting, it's like, what is even going on? Do I can't do sports anymore or something? I literally didn't even go on holidays. I didn't feel like it. It's not normal. This is not even me. Sure, it's part of me. But who is me? All I know is that I'm just so stressed all the time. Stressed with a bunch of thoughts I have and I can't solve, and I can't share some of it. And there are the thoughts that like, oh, I still don't have that album or something. Like, I would say I don't know where it went wrong. But it honestly went wrong when I started YouTube or something. No, I don't know. Maybe it's when I got into K-pop, but no. I don't know, it's just all the things together. Like, it's not one specific thing. It just, like, how I was, my mental state before, and like the combination of the things is definitely not gonna go like that for everyone. So, basically I'm just very confused. I thought lazy was my personality, then it turns out it's not. It just is just a result of things that happened to me the past 9 years. with stopping horseback riding and all the experiences with the bad sport experiences as a child, and then K-pop and K-dramas, and then collecting the basically it's I don't know if it's adrenaline, but it's like adrenaline rush feel when you collect. It's honestly too addictive. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. You know, it's the thing, it's like, oh, you should stop collecting. I don't feel like stop collecting, that's the problem. I know the root cause now. And honestly, like, buying Super Junior things doesn't make me feel bad. Like, it's just like really the very different category. That's why I also announced that I would still do the unboxings for Super Junior as usual. Like, it really feels right. It's just mainly the other groups. Like, most of my other favorites are inactive or like disbanded or such. So it's like mainly new groups. So I just basically decided that I'm not getting into new groups. The ones that I'm gonna probably be tempted to are SM's new girl group, if they are not like NCT, because I'm not dealing with that concept. Sorry. And maybe Chaeyoung's group after iZone ends or something. But I'm like, I really have to check on how many versions. Like, it has to be really controlled. For older groups, I normally did like only buying the albums that I like, the title track, or no, I like the song, the concept, something. So there are older groups that I'm like very specific of which albums I want, and it's not all of them. For example, 4 Minute, it's like most albums, but not all, and I still consider it completed, you know, that kind of situation. And honestly, I should do that for some newer groups, so it's like not like jump into it and buy it when it's new or something. It's like I need to let it sink and wait for the next comeback, because that's when I know if I didn't really like it. Because when there's a new group and they make one comeback, it's like you still don't know. Sure, there are some like Everglow when you're like, I love everything. Like there are those groups, obviously, but there are others that I do enjoy this, but do I want all albums? And you can't decide. It's just weird. So my solution is that I don't really have a good solution, especially that I'm getting new shelves from my dad. Like, he builds them. What a great time, I know. And that's why I haven't been putting up the posters, actually, because I'm gonna have to take them down anyways. So I don't know how I'm gonna store those. Probably I need to roll them up, and like some of them I'm gonna be like do it again, you know. And I'm not saying I'm gonna sell my collection, like, and also I don't want to deal with shipping at all. It's like, and I still love looking at it, and it's so pretty, you know. But I might sort through it. It's like, probably I would sell like 1 or 2% of it, actually. So it's like, I've been pretty smart with how I buy albums, I think, considering the whole circumstances. Like, compared to that, I did it well, I think. At least. So there's not many I would sort out, but some, and mainly photo cards. I actually made a trade sale binder that I never showed because of the coronavirus, because like I can't ship it anyway, so I'm like, well. So yeah, but I might do something with that a bit later. So honestly, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my YouTube channel. For now, I know that I'm gonna collect Super Junior onwards. Like, it's not gonna change like that. That doesn't make me feel bad at all. It just makes me feel good. And then, hopefully, most of my favorite groups will become inactive. It sounds like the worst thing to say, but from my perspective and how I'm gonna feel better, maybe I need that. I don't know, it's like I'm waiting for the savior. It's like, oh, why aren't you doing sports? I am, as of 3 days ago, but I am. So, yeah. This was a very emotional video for me to make. So if you made it through, I love you so much. You're so adorable, honestly. Like, I don't know how you did. And don't take it like it's gonna happen to you or the other people you know. It just, maybe I made you have some things to think about, And maybe some of this can apply to you, not all. Like, it's my specific situation with the whole active thing, sport and buying a horse. And like, it's a very special combination of things, and my general personality of laziness. But it's not really laziness, it was always originally, I want to start it later, and like just like procrastinating. How is that even pronounced? Yeah, that thing. So, and then that somehow encouraged my laziness, and I'm like, I literally said no to things that I probably would have enjoyed if I at least went there, you know. So I'm not breaking up with K-pop, and I'm not breaking up with YouTube, and I'm not even gonna say I'm like taking a break, because I don't know. And for YouTube I have been anyways. You don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's just things. So yeah, I just wanted to share my story. If you didn't agree, you can thumbs it down, but probably if you made it this far, you don't hate me. So I hope I didn't trigger many people. It's honestly not my intention. It's just how I've been observing things and how I've been experiencing. One of the groups that I'm going to sell is AB6 and MXM, the one album that I have. It's like they do have good music, but it's honestly like from the newer groups, like the other ones I bought, I like more. And if a group is really underrated and like they have been inactive anyways, like I'm not gonna sell that, obviously. I mainly, if I sort out, it's gonna be those who are still releasing stuff, so I will still feel like buying and like, you know, all that. But even though in the future, if I really like an AB6 song, like it's like, whoa, then I would probably buy that one album. So yeah, that's the decision. I'm gonna think about the 3 albums of Golden Child, where are both 2 versions. I'm gonna think about that. I might just keep them and only buy one from now on, because I do like them. It's just not the 2 version like. That sounds funny still. So yeah, it's like how I did with Twice and 17. Like I actually sold my other versions and then I collect the 1 versions, and I still like them enough to buy 1 version, so it's not like that. Yeah, you know, it's just like I'm gonna like be even more controlled, and I can lead an active life again. I don't know how I'm gonna eat though. I don't like to deal with food, like prepare it and all that, but it's cheaper and healthier, you know, to do your own food. But just one me here to cook for, even if my roommate is here, it's like we are eating different things, and I don't want the things to go bad, and like, it's like I don't want to waste food, you know. You know, that's another thing. So basically, I opened up my heart and I cried. Great. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye. Don't hate me, please.